Alright, so now we're going to head on to Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is definitely one of the hardest chapters and one of the longest. Most people consider this to be the hardest chapter in the game for skill. But first off, we're just going to hold straight up right, and then we're going to go down to line up before this palm tree to the bottom of me here. Just go straight down, and then hold right, and then hold up. One thing I forgot to mention, on all tunnels except for the one in Chapter 5, make note of this, do not do this in Chapter 5, it will actually be slower. But if you hit A before you go through any tunnel in the submarine, it actually pushes you forward a few frames. For some reason the one in Chapter 5 slows you down, but all the other ones you're safe to do so. And I'll show that again here on this next tunnel, just as an example. So here I'm just going to go all the way right until this nook, go down, all the way down to the bottom of this. Okay, so now you see I kind of have a bit of a startup lag before I go into a tunnel. But if I hit A before I go in, it reduces it just slightly. It's just a couple of frames, so... But it, small time savers where you can. Anyway, from here you just hold down and it puts you right onto the spot that you need to go onto. All of the other ones are useless. And we're just going to hold right and go down to the bottom one. And then over to the left. Okay, now Navcom here is going to try and tell you where you need to go, but here we're just going to hold straight up and hug the wall. Those spots are very set to where very specific spots for him to talk to you. So if you just hug the wall all the way up, then you're completely safe of that and don't have to waste time. Anyway, you'll go up to the second to last here and then hold right. This is scripted and you have to go here. And then right here, you just want to buffer the B input and the A input simultaneously to get underneath. And we will go inside the tunnel. Alright, we'll get to the first dungeon here. The first dungeon is one of the harder ones for sure. We're gonna first just straight up walk in, hold up, these snakes will not see you. Here we're gonna collect a lot of health. This item right here allows you to jump across 2 tiles in that room that you pick it up in. And trust me, you will want both of these hearts for the shooting star, because this next room we need to kill a bunch of mummies. Or rather, we need to kill 3 mummies and avoid the other ones. We need to kill all the pink ones. The blue ones are useless to us. However, it is a very dangerous room. This is one of the rooms that I personally had a lot of trouble with grinding out at first. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. But we're going to first go in and go to the left, and then up into the nook, and then turn left and kill that one automatically. And if we get lucky, this top right one will come back towards us to the left. Oftentimes the right one will like to go down, in which case you need to chase after it. I usually stay in the middle a bit longer just to be safe and see which way he goes before I jump over the water. If he does that though, be aware that the blue mummies like to gang up on you very quickly in that case. So you have to be very aware of where they are at and what they are going to do. This is actually really bad positioning for me. I'm going to kill both of those because I didn't want to risk hitting, or one of them walking on top of me. Alright, this room here is fairly simple. We're going to jump across, and right here, during our jump over, either on the way to the item or on the way back, we need to kill that octot in the air. And then grab the item. We're going to come back and then jump up from where the switch was at. And then in the air here, we are going to do essentially 2 hits at once. We're going to turn left and then right. This Octot right here may or may not be hit right away. We don't know what its hitbox is, just sometimes it can be it, sometimes it can't. So essentially you just gotta sit here and spam until it actually dies, because you have to kill all the enemies in this room to advance. So we'll go here, go down, left, up, left, and down. Now this room is an even more difficult room to get used to than the previous mummy room. This mummy room, we have to try and kill some mummies on some sinking platforms. If you want to play it safe, you can go in and stay on the first platform of the room and wait for the mummies to pass and then go over and try and kill them, but I'm going to show you what a faster way is. We're going to jump over and do that. Basically, hold on. Okay, so what happened there is on that sinking one, I was able to jump and get 2 or 3 hits on the last 2 mummies in the room. And as soon as that happens, they pass me to where I can jump over. I leave them alone, and then I come down here and jump onto this and kill every single one of them as they come by in front of me. It is very, very risky to do this. It takes a lot of practice for it. But it is definitely worth it. It's a big time save versus having to wait for them to pass on that block over there to the right. So if you can get to it, by all means do, but it is a difficult thing to try to do. I'm gonna grab these hearts here just in case, because I'm doing this tutorial. And I have to do a mid-boss here. This room right here, this squid can go 2 directions. He can either go to the left, he will always be going to the left rather, and then he can either come back to the right or he can go down. So I like to get up to right about to here and then see what he's about to do and react accordingly to it. Now this next boss is essentially the Big Octo, the Huge from level 2, chapter 2. It's just a reskin of it. But we don't have any snowmen this time. We can still, however, one-cycle him if we get there in time and, you know, do our rhythmic mashing. You know, not real mashing, but the rhythmic time of every input we do. But you need to make sure that you do not get hit. If you get hit once, you will likely lose the shooting star that you have. Alright, I got it. If you lose the shooting star, you cannot one-cycle him, and it is a much, much harder fight. If at all possible, the best way is if he comes down right here, rather than goes to the left. If he comes down on one of these, and you already have the switch hit here, while he is dying, you want to grab this, because when you grab that, you're immobile. You cannot move. But you can still move while the boss is dying, so if you do that, it doesn't waste any time to grab it, and then you can just continue immediately afterwards. Let's see, look at my map. Okay, this next room we just need to walk forward 1 square, kill this guy with our shooting star. Again, I normally wouldn't grab that heart on the left just because it's out of the way, but for this tutorial's sake I am, just in case. Now this next room is in the dark. We just need to go to this bottom spot first, walk to the left, open the door. Great. Now that'll stay there. Now we need to walk all the way to the top of this room and do the same thing. Walk forward until we stop, jump back, and then we jump down. That allows us to jump across here, and we have to jump across here. It is very important to get the base balls, the horsehide. It is the only way to kill the boss of the stage, so it is required that we get them. Now this right here is the most OP weapon in the game, the cleats. I like to have the horsehide equipped when I enter the room so that when I grab the cleats, I can select buffer and hold B as well, B buffer, so that it immediately kills everything in the room. And you'll know if you did that right if there's no actual attack sound that happens. But we're going to save the cleats for another room then. We don't need to use them now. It is faster to kill these guys with the shooting star. So you'll first want to go up and then down. There are a few health drops in this room. Like here. And there. Okay, so notice that when I first got onto this half of the room, I shot up towards the squid and hit him once. And then I jumped down and killed the other one down there. When I'm jumping across in the middle, I want to attempt, as you saw, to hit him mid-air. To get another hit off on him, because then I only have to hit him twice, but here I have to hit him 3 times because of that. So now I'm going to switch to the cleats. I'm going to use it once, jump forward twice, and then use it again. And then use it once more and everything will be dead. There is a slightly faster way to get through this. I would not suggest doing it yet. That is the easiest way to get through, and it doesn't waste much time at all to do that versus the other way. So like I said, you're just going to, again, immediately, once you get in the room, use the cleats once, jump forward 2 squares, use it again, and then use it once more and kill everything. Now when I get through this door, I'm going to hold down B, and it'll use the cleats automatically to kill these 2 snakes. And then I'm going to switch to the horse hides for the boss. Now this boss is very, very tricky. You want to try and get 2 hits per cycle that he opens his mouth. It is not an easy thing to do without practicing when you can fire your shots. One thing that helped me is actually playing StarTropics 2. In that game, in order to do some of the hits on that, you need to jump up, and it's very precise timing. You can get 2 hits off while you're in the air. So that's essentially what the idea is for this one. I'm trying to get 2 shots while jumping over what he spits out. I want to get 2 shots in on him. So what I'm going to do is walk forward 2 spaces. You want to stay... depending on how close he gets to you, you need to move down accordingly, but you want to start off 2 spaces away from him. Okay, that was actually a very good fight, other than, I mean, I had, what, 1 hit, maybe 2 hits left afterwards? So I missed 1 hit in that to get the 1 cycle. But, like I said, you just need to try and get used to doing 2 hits at once while jumping over everything. It's really weird timing trying to jump over it, but with some practice, it's actually not too difficult. Alright, and that's part 1 of Chapter 6.